Hey everyone, it's Martin from martinsmayhem.co.uk. I hope you're all well. So, I am back with Altenew today, and we are sharing some creativity using the Build-A-Garden Hellebore Haven collection. I keep going to say stamp set, but it's a collection of products. So you get a stamp set, you get dies, and you get stencils. So within this set, I'm not actually going to use the stencils. I'm going to use the die because I wanted to do some colouring, showing off the Altenew alcohol markers. Now, if you don't know, I am a huge alcohol marker fan. It's my favourite form of colouring. So yeah, why not do it? I am stamping this in Memento ink just because I am going to use alcohol markers, and I'm stamping it twice just so I get a nice crisp image. What I would recommend is leaving it to dry a little bit in between. Now, as part of the ambassadorship with Altenew, what that means is I get to bring you exclusive discount. So this month you can get $8 off any orders of $79. It's weird saying dollars. This code runs between the 31st of Jan up until the 7th of February. So make sure you use it if you are shopping online. I will link, or I'll place a link below where you can literally just click on the link and head straight off to get that discount. If you purchase some of the items from this video, it will quite easily accumulate to $759. So if you don't already have some stuff and you're thinking, cute, I'm going to treat myself, treat yourself. Why not? Because you're going to be able to get the $8 off. Now, I'm starting colouring. Now, this colouring took a little bit of time. And when I say a little bit of time, it took about an hour. So, this isn't a nice, quick video, as you'll see in it here. But I'm using two different sets from Altenew, and they are set A, which is the Cosmic Garden set. From that, I am using R302, which is Frosty Pink, R304, which is Coral Berry, R318, which is Ruby Red, and R335, which is Grapevine. So now I'm doing a couple of flowers in this kind of pinky tone because you kind of want a spray of flowers. Is it a spray? I know what word I'm thinking of in my head, but nevertheless, it eludes me. So yeah, I'm doing a couple of these in these, and I'm working darkest to lightest. Now, what I love about Altenew alcohol markers is that they come already in sets of 4. So those colour families are already ascertained, and you know you're good to go straight away. Working on the darkest tone being in the middle, working outwards. I'm not going to be overly concerned with where is my light. Just purely because, you know, I'm a card maker, I'm not an artist. Although these markers make it feel like it's easy to be an artist, I'm not. So let's just colour as we see fit and hope for the best. Now, what was I going to say? Completely lost. The other marker set I used was set I, which is a space garden set, which you can see me just bringing in. I am currently using the orangey tones, and when I say orangey tones, it's yellow. So I don't know how it looks so orange on the box. I think it might just be that yellow ochre, which is C012, that kind of brings out that orange tone. But these ended up quite yellow, which was a bit of a shock, and I think a couple of times I go back to check the box. But I love how it turned out. It turned out really well. The colours all go together, which is the main thing. Also in this set, I am using the purples, which is C011, which is pale mauve. have R611, which is amethyst. We have C008, which is grape agate. And then we have R543, which is plum. So that's the purples. I didn't go over the yellow tones. I'm going to say yellow because they're yellow. And they are C014 butternut, C013 pumpkin pie, C012 yellow ochre, and Y337, which is Sicilian amber. Now, as I said, I was expecting an orange, so I was going to go for quite autumnal tones. But hey, we'll work with what you've got. So I've done all of the yellows, and now I'm moving on to the purples. And the purples, I really love the depth of colour that I've managed to achieve here with these markers. It was so easy and quick just to pull them together. I say quick, loosely. Full disclosure, loosely. And you can just see how that purple actually starts to bring it all together. Now, the leaves are also coloured within set I. Now, again, they look really green on the packaging, but actually they're blue colours or blue tones. So you have G011, which is Misty Morning, C010, which is Cloudy Sky, BG07, which is Nimbus, and BG09, which is Dark Night. Now, I have these in their inks and they're gorgeous colours, don't get me wrong, but I was wanting kind of, how do I describe it? Like a more sagey green. And you'll see me swatch out the colours because it's a bit like, how does this work? And basically, using Misty Morning and Cloudy Sky, I managed to get quite a nice green tone, which you can see there. And that tone really worked well. So I'm using those two quite loosely. I did test out some other greens, but no, I wasn't feeling it. I wanted that kind of bluey green, just not blue. So I'm just going to stick with those two markers, and I'm doing it very lightly, especially the Cloudy Sky. I'm sticking it mostly with the Misty Morning, but I do go in and you see the little, I don't know, the little sprays of little, I don't know what they're called, the smaller bits. I use Nimbus on those, so I am using the blue just to make sure everything is being used basically. And then what I do is I'm going to die cut this out and colour in the edges. So if you're new here, you probably aren't aware that I like to colour, or I don't like white edges. Now, I don't like white edges because they're nasty. I imagine them like tan lines. No one wants tan lines, so why do I want tan lines on my card? So, quite simply put, when I get my cardstock, I'll use a marker that's in a similar tone in order to try to hide the white bits by colouring it in. That colouring in does take a hot minute, okay? So if you don't mind tan lines, go for it. Now, I did leave the stamen in the centre white, and I did that because we're going to be using white throughout the card, through the sentiment, and with that in mind, I'm okay with the white. I'm cutting a C6 card base. So C6 in the UK is 10.5 by 14.8. And then I've got a matte layer, which is actually cut to the wrong size here. But it's 8.5 centimetres by 12.8. And that just gives me a centimetre margin all the way around. And I really like having a margin around my card base because it automatically gives dimension and creates shadow. Now, shadows are amazing things. Now you can see me here, I'm going around the stamped image, colouring in the white bits, just so it blends in with the back of the card. I'm not going to show you all of it because, again, that took a hot minute. And I was really indecisive regarding the placement of the florals florals because I had to. So I was thinking, do I add another one? Do I not? Who knows? I stuck with the one though. Now again, all the links to the products that I use in this video are available in the description bar below. I'd also be keen to hear your opinion on this card. So I welcome opinions, positive and negative. I make cards because I like them. Doesn't mean you necessarily do. And when I when I talk about orientation, that's what is going to provoke my question today. Do you think I should have done 2 floral sprays or just kept it at the one? I quite like the simpleness of just having the one in the bottom right corner, but you might have a differing opinion. I feel like I offset it a little bit with the bow that I put it in the top right, but hey ho. I'm using some white drawing ink now just to add a little splatter, and then I'm creating the sentiment. So in the dies you have this friend die, which comes with a shadow layer as well as the word. I've done the shadow layer out of vellum and the actual word friend in white, so it coordinates with the stamen and the white ink splatter. And I'm just going to pop that on the vellum like so, and then that's popped up on really thin little bits of dimensional or foam adhesive so that it stood up off the card. Again, I don't like liquid glue, it's very messy, but you can see this sentiment just coming together. Now, I would take this moment just to remind you, if you were to purchase anything from my online from Altenew via the link below, you can get $8 off any orders over $79. Again, it's weird saying dollars. So I'm adding that on with a foam adhesive to the left hand side of our sentiment, and then I'm taking off the foam adhesive off the back of our matte layer and then centering that on our card. I think it's a little bit wonky, but I won't tell if you do. I'm being careful as well because I don't think my ink splatter is dry. I'm going to finish it off with a sentiment that's also from the stamp set. I like these sentiments because they're really skinny and small, and that's really it I can't say that word. It goes well with the word sentiment, the word die. And the sentiment I chose was "You make the world brighter" because I really felt that worked well with these flowers. You guys know me, I love a flower stamp set die combination, and this really screams me as a card. Now I'm heat embossing that sentiment so that it really stands out in white, and then I'm going to trim it down. Now I don't know if you know, but when you have a skinny sentiment, you can take it into your trimmer, and along the cutting blade you can line it up with the edge of the guide, and it cuts perfectly. I wish I learnt that with the edges, but hey ho. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with just using the scissors. This is going to be popped up on some foam adhesive. Again, this time I'm going to do it double height, just so again we're having some dimension, and it really just, oh excuse my head, trying to make it straight. And then I'm going to finish it with a bow, which I've tied around with, I've tied some twine around, and then I'm just going to tie it in a bow and then have that flowing down to roughly the sentiment, which is really cute. I am going to finish this off with some of Altenew Stellar Sequins. These Stellar Sequins are my favourite thing ever, and these are, I can't remember the name, is it Clear Moonlight? Something Moonlight? Clear. Crystal Moonlight, and they are just crystal clear basically. These are new from the January release, and I am a huge fan of Altenew Stellar Sequins. They come in 6 sizes and they are just perfect for every project. So that's this card basically coming up to a wrap. I'm using 5 sequins, two big ones, a medium one, and two small ones, just to create a variation, and that's going at a diagonal from my sentiment, just so it draws the viewer's eye in. I got distracted, so yeah, we are coming to the end of the card, so please make sure you subscribe for more content like this, follow for more, and comment below and give this video a thumbs up. All the information is in the description bar below. If I have missed anything, it will be there. Otherwise, thanks so much and continue watching some of my other videos here.